Good morning, Boulder. Today we are filming on location for Love Improv at the Chocolate Boutique, Peace, Love, and Chocolate. I'm Rebecca, and our special guest today is Sarah, the owner of Peace, Love, and Chocolate. So Sarah, can you tell me a little bit about how you got started and just the project that is Peace, Love, and Chocolate?
Yes. When I was a child, my family had a small bakery, very simple, pies and cookies and cinnamon rolls.
Right.
I hated it as a child. It was a lot of work. I did a lot of dishes.
Right.
However, as I went off to college, I decided to change that up a bit and became a graphic designer, specialized in marketing. I had the pleasure to live in Amsterdam in Europe for several years and working as a graphic designer. And my husband, fiance at the time, we traveled a lot to different patisseries and chocolate shops and what have you as when we were living there, and we find, looking back on that 20 years ago, that's what we remember from our experience there.
Right.
It was a beautiful time, but we remember it through food and primarily sweets. When I moved back to Colorado in my mid-20s, I actually got a job at Celestial Seasonings as a tour guide working with their tour program, hoping to get into their design department.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. I actually stayed with the tour program and loved it. It was a wonderful experience on the retail end of things, and working with customers, and I think it was a critical point in my career because I decided that I really liked that face time with customers. As time went on, I eventually remodeled the house, had some children, that type of thing, and got certified as a culinarian. I went to pastry school. And so during this whole time, I actually had a little side business. I was creating chocolate wedding cakes and chocolate sculptures, and I found that there was a need for that. People started passing me around different types of projects, everything from wedding cakes to some companies would contact me. They would have some new product coming out. They would give it to me and say, here, sculpt this out of chocolate for our kickoff party.
So can you talk a little bit about the chocolate sculptures you made?
Yes.
Like what kind of stuff did you put together?
I did 4-foot chocolate rainbow trout. I did Leaning Towers of Pisa. I did a whole series, architectural series on famous buildings like the Arc de Triomphe from Paris.
In chocolate.
In chocolate.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was really fun. I was definitely sculpting chocolate long before Food Network came along, and I was talking about that, and it was fun, and I really learned a lot about chocolate. I loved the way that it tasted, but I learned how to use it as an art medium.
So you like combine the two worlds.
Yes, absolutely. And the base would be a cake, and that's what people would serve at these events, but then there would always be something fantastic on top, like some sort of cake topper that would commemorate the event. So, and as this went along, I decided that there was a need for this type of thing. I myself looked for a chocolate wedding cake back in the mid-90s, and I was unable to find a beautiful, fantastic wedding cake that was also super chocolatey, rich, and delicious. And so I ended up working for different people creating their wedding cakes, and I worked around town at different places, different patisseries and what have you, throughout the metro area, and came up with the concept of the shop. It was actually 10 years in the making. I wanted to create a shop that was all things chocolate. I, of course, would create chocolates and cakes and what have you, but I didn't think that was quite enough to sustain the business.
Sure.
And so the more research I started doing is there's all kinds of products with chocolate in it and I'd like to talk a little bit about the concept of the name, Peace, Love, and Chocolate.
Yeah, I would love that.
We wanted to create kind of, I don't know how else to describe it, kind of like a co-op. So that we could bring other people in and use their talents and their skills and also their products and to create this chocolate community. So we carry a lot of locally owned or locally created chocolates and chocolate products in addition to our own.
So when you were like sitting down and going through the concepts and you decided on the name, Peace, Love, and Chocolate, there was a focus on love and community, it sounds like, and bringing everybody together.
Yes, and that's, that kind of is reminiscent back to Boulder's history years ago. Everybody working together in co-op and what have you. So Peace, Love, and Chocolate.
Yeah.
And people give me exactly. We're driving the van around. They get the little peace sign going. But love is the biggest part of our logo because we learned a long time ago that we sell chocolate, but the biggest thing. The thing that we connect with our customers is love. Yeah. They come in here, we try to enrapture them with a complete sensory experience. When you walk through the door, you can hear the beautiful sounds of music in the background, maybe some birds chirping, but you're also engulfed by the smells of chocolate. Whatever we're baking, I mean, that's the first thing people do. They walk in the door, they take a deep breath, and then a big smile engulfs their whole personality. And they're here now. We have them at that point in time. We've given them the big hug. They're welcomed. They come in, and they shop around. They find all sorts of eclectic products that they've never seen before, all in one shop.
And who doesn't love chocolate? You know,
I know very few people. There is a saying that 9 out of 10 people like chocolate, and the 10th person always lies.
And the 10th person always lies. So thank you so much for telling us about your shop and your the whole chocolate experience here. And it really is a sensory experience coming to your shop. And I invite all of you out there to come visit Peace, Love, and Chocolate. And if you have any more questions, curiosities, or you just want to try this stuff, you can reach Sarah at, how can they get a hold of you?
They can come down to the shop at 805 Pearl Street on the West End.
Nice.
You can always give us a phone call.
Lovely. So I'm Rebecca for Love Improv. Keep it sexy. Bye.